Hello and welcome. Today I am going to tell you guys how much I spent on my backyard chicken starter kit. Now I did not buy a a kit per se. I did buy a kit, but I had to buy a bunch of additional things that were not in the kit. And then I did get a ton of stuff from two different stores. I'm gonna give you all of the prices, subtotals, totals, so that if you want to get chickens, you are prepared with your budget. You know how much things are going to cost. So the first thing I got was 4 chickens. They were $2.50 each. Baby chicks near me oftentimes are like anywhere from 50 cents to $6.99. Now, if someone gets a special chicken like a silky, which are the big fluffy ones, those are really popular with Forage and for show and for pets for children because they're really fluffy. Silkies are more expensive, and then show chickens are more expensive. I did think about getting adult chickens, and I can make a whole other video about why I actually would have preferred to get adult chickens, why I would have wanted to get adult chickens, like the pros and cons of getting baby chicks versus adult chickens. But that just didn't work out. Babies were like the only good option available to us at the time. Oh, I've got automatic lights on here, so they turned off. If you hear another bird noise, that is my parrot, and I have other videos about her. My parrot is inside. So look how sweet this chicken is, guys. Like they can be actually really, holy cow, it's getting super dark. Okay, I'm gonna move around. There we go. So let me get into the costs. So I say the first thing I bought were the chickens. So these were the minimum that Tractor Supply Company would let me buy was 4. Family Farm and Home, which is right next door where I live. That just shows you what a farm country I live in, the fact that Tractor Supply and Family Farm and Home both stay in business. And they're right next door because they sell all the same stuff pretty much. But Family Farm and Home, they would have let me buy just 1 chicken or 2 chickens, but I had to buy a minimum of 4 at Tractor Supply. I don't know why that was. I really should have asked them. But these chickens are about 1 or 2 weeks old. Really, the chickens should be the last thing you buy because you should have all the supplies first. Also, I already have 2 empty chicken coops on my property. One we built out of recycled materials. We bought just a little bit of stuff for it. Most of it was stuff that the previous owner had just like left behind. And then the other one we purchased used. Now, if you're gonna purchase anything used, in general, it's always a good practice, no matter what you're purchasing, to wash it first. Even when you buy things brand new, there might be plastic dust or lead dust from the factory. So it's always good to wash things, but especially chickens. They can have a lot of different infections, a lot of different diseases. So especially used animal stuff, you are really, really going to want to clean that really well. So the coop is a cost. For a chicken coop, you're usually going to be looking at spending anywhere from $250 to $1,000 on a coop. Some people will get like the fenced in thing or the frame separately, the chicken wire or the fencing separately, and then the house that's more enclosed, doesn't show as much light. It's more like a little cabin for the chickens. That could be a separate cost as well. It would be easy to spend over $1,000 too, but I think most people getting started probably spend under $1,000 on their coop. A lot of people don't recommend getting less than 3 chicks. A lot of other chicken YouTubers that I looked at mentioned that. So flake shaving. I'm gonna put this chicken back and I'm gonna, ooh, sorry honey. Oh, cheep, 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 cheep. I'm gonna put this chicken back and I'm gonna show you the things I bought. Like I'm gonna hold up the product. So just one moment. Also, let me know what you think I should name the chickens. He was so good. Yes, you have a great personality. They're all sleeping in here right now. Wanna join your buddies, your flock? Don't step on them. Good job, very nice. Okay, so bedding here. This is like just wood shavings. So this stuff smells so good. I think it's like pine or cedar. What is it? It doesn't even say what it is. So, oh, pine. Okay, so these are pine shavings. This is 8 cubic feet of usable volume. This is big. This is tall. Like, I'm 5'5", so this is about 2.5, 3 foot tall. You can see how thick it is. So that was not too expensive. This $6.39 for this huge thing. So I was thinking of not buying this, okay? And I was like, oh, I'll just use like old stained clothing, and I'll also use like grass clippings, and we have like hay or alfalfa or something growing in our yard, so we have really long tall grass. So I'm like, I'm gonna go out there with some scissors and just like cut it. It's like almost 4 feet tall, and just put that in there. No, can't do that. Reason why is because A, it could combust, it could get too hot with their heat lamp. B, they need the right traction and stuff beneath their feet for their feet and legs to grow and develop properly. So you can wind up with health problems, with issues with them having trouble walking and stuff. And some people recommend putting paper towel down first and then this on top if they're having trouble with traction. My chickens, I've been watching them, they're like scratching in it. They're just loving it. They're all doing really well with their feet and legs. Okay, let's see what's next on the list. Oh, also, let me show you what they're in. See that big old metal thing that they're in? That was $139. That was the most expensive thing that we purchased. And the sales associate told us that it was $90, but it wound up being $139. So that's something that I was really trying to avoid purchasing. I thought about putting them in like a plastic tote, like, you know, a lot of people use them for like moving boxes or storage boxes, but the heat lamp could melt that. I also thought about using a wooden box because we have a wooden box that we have used for kittens. We do have 2 litters of kittens right now. One of them is like 2 weeks old and the other one is like 3.5 months old. So those are also on like Hoobly, those are on GoKitty. I may link those in the description. Feel free to comment to request that link if you want a kitten. So I was like, you know, we have all these boxes like cardboard, plastic, wood, and I kept hearing that the heat lamp could start the wood on fire, start the cardboard on fire, melt the plastic, and I was like, okay, that would not be good. So these automatic lights again. I wonder if I can like angle this up a bit so I can stand up. All right, perfect. So I did find a radiant heater that said it's safe to use with a wood box. And that was only $50. So I could have got that $50 heater and used a box that I already have. There was a wooden box that was like $40 or $50, I think maybe 60. I'm like really, really warm. Whew. Okay, it's hot outside, it's hot with the heat lamp, it's hot with the sweatshirt. We're gonna keep going though. So instead of buying this $139 thing and this heat lamp, I could have gotten a $50 heater and used a box that I already have, or a box that I think that a lot of people could probably get for significantly cheaper. You could also build your own wooden box. But I don't know as much about the safety of that. Every photo that I saw, video that I saw, every store that I went to, they all had the heat lamp and the metal thing. So I called my husband, I was like, hey, we could save money and do it this other way. But that was a way, we didn't see anybody actually doing it that way. And this, and my husband just wanted this. So that's what we did. So there's that. Okay. The next thing I got is this. This is probiotics and electrolytes. So this is a powder that you can add to their water. And this was $11.99. You can get like little packets, like They're like the size of like playing cards. Like you can get these little packets like that, and you can get those for like $1 or $2, but the serving size is going to be much smaller. So this is this. You can also get multi-species electrolytes. The sales associate told me to only use those if you're in a pinch and you can't get a hold of anything else. And right now I just have them drinking plain water, but I'm probably gonna add this tomorrow. Like maybe I'll do every other day like this and then plain water. But I'm gonna read the instructions and do some research and just follow like what people say is best. Okay, so that was $11.99 for that electrolyte powder. I also got this. Oh, this is so heavy. Oh my gosh, it looks like it's not what it is. So here we go. Oh dear. Things are falling over. Okay, so this is Grit, and this is Do More Advanced Nutrition. So this is weird. This is like a gravel that they eat, and it's Grit, vegetable oil, and then a bunch of like fermented stuff and probiotics. So it helps them with their digestion. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like because this is like wild to me. Like they just eat this gravel. I don't even know if you can see it. Hold on. Let me try a different angle. I don't want to spill it, so it's kind of hard. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's just gravel. It's crazy. Okay, let me zip this back. Oh. Okay, nice and zipped. All right, so how much was this edible gravel stuff? This chicken grit, 5 pounds, $7.49. Also, I do want to mention the quantity. This makes 22 gallons. And I think their water is only like, it looks like it's probably 1/3 of a gallon. And then I have, oh, okay. Let me see if I still have this box because this is pretty cool. Okay, I don't have the box anymore. So next thing I got was $40, and I'm gonna talk to you about this $40 item while I hold a different chick. I want to show you guys a different color chick. So we have their food. This is 10 pounds of food. I was told to get the non-medicated food. They said unless you know you have a particular problem, do not get the medicated food. Purina makes a medicated food, but that medication in there can actually cancel out some of the vaccines that they've had when they were younger. So unless you know you have the problem that the medicated feed specifically fixes, then you shouldn't get the medicated food. That's what the associate told me, and she does have chickens at her house. So I got this. This company, they also make an organic one, but this one had higher protein, and they said that it was complete and no supplements were needed. So I don't really know if I needed the grit or the electrolytes, but it was on the chicken checklist, and neither one of them were too expensive, so I just got it. And if you want a detailed review or like more information or an exact ingredients list for any of these products I've shown you, I'd be happy to make another video about that. So that food, 20 pounds. Wait, no, 10. Sorry, it says 20 and it also says 10 pounds, but that is 10 pounds. That was $8.49. So plus I got a $40 kit, and I'm gonna go over there to where the chickens are and show you what's in the kit and everything, because all that's already in their like enclosure thing. So at Tractor Supply Company, I spent $89.41, and then on this metal thing that they're in, this metal thing that they are in here, that's called a brooder, and that was $139 plus tax. So we're looking at like $230 total. That is the number that I spent on the chickens and all the stuff. Keep in mind that does not include the coop. So $230 to $250 this is gonna also vary by location. So where I live, generally things are a bit cheaper where I live. Like whenever people travel, I almost never hear of people saying, oh, stuff is way cheaper over there, unless it's like a completely different country. But in the United States, I think I live in like one of the more affordable areas. And yeah, everything was bought at Tractor Supply Company. And then the metal thing was bought at Family Farm and Home because we thought the metal thing over there was going to be cheaper, but I don't think it wound up being cheaper. I wish that I would have bought my chicks at Family Farm and Home instead of Tractor Supply Company, and here's why. Because Tractor Supply Company was not allowing me to pet or pick up the chickens before I picked them out. Like the sales associate just picked them up quick, put them in a box, and that was that. Whereas at Tractor Supply Company, you could pet them, hold them, and really get to know the personality of each chick. And then like if one of them was kept wanting to run away or was just too hyper and didn't want to be held, like you could be like, oh, I don't want this one, let's try a different one. So I really like Family Farm and Home better because they let you interact with the animal and get to know its personality. And then at Tractor Supply Company, they're like, oh, well, because chickens can carry diseases, like we're, you know, doing these extra precautions, like social distancing their chickens or whatever. And like they were all in, you know, these sort of containers together and everything. They were like distancing the chickens from the humans. They literally had them in a coop, locked, and the sales associate had to unlock it for you. And then at Family Farm and Home, they were like just all open like this, like you could just reach in and touch them. It did say like ask a sales associate if you want to touch the chickens, but they did let you touch them and hold them. And for me, a really big factor with my chickens is I do want them to be friendly. I want them to be comfortable being petted, being picked up. Like I don't want them to bite or anything like that. And I think that if I got them from Family Farm and Home, like a lot of kids go in there and they're like, Mom, I want to hold a chicken, or like little kids will just reach down and like scoop one up. So they probably would have been more used to being handled. The reason why I didn't buy them at Family Farm and Home was because their chickens were so tiny, like so little, and I would rather have chickens that are older because you know, I actually wanted adult chickens. Then I don't have to spend as much money on like the chicken food, because once they get bigger, I'm going to feed them mostly like insects, table scraps. They're gonna forage, so like I'm just gonna let them out during the day and then put them. I gotta wash my hair and it's not working. So I'm just gonna feed them like a lot of the food that we eat, you know? And so it's gonna be, we have access to really, really cheap human food, like super duper cheap people food around here. So our people food costs less than our pet food. And I'm very grateful for that. Okay, so I wish that I could like switch the camera around, but I cannot right now. So I'm just gonna try to show you guys. So the heat lamp is making everything like look pink, but I'm trying to locate them for you on the camera. There they are. Okay, so I got a $40 kit. I bet it's super echoey and sounds weird. Sorry about that. So I got a $40 kit. It came with the heat lamp. By the way, I don't actually recommend touching it like that because it's super hot. The bulb, the lamp, the cage. It did not come with the chain, but it did have this attachment, and I think it had that and this. So it has like 2 attachments to it, which I like. And this is actually a clip. So we could have just attached it to the clip, so we didn't really need a chain. But when we talked to people, they recommended a chain because you can like move it up and down. You have more flexibility. So if they are getting too cold, we can move it down. If they're too hot, we can move it up. So $40 kit came with this. $40 kit also came with this. Hi. Oh, this one's so curious about me. Hi, Annie. Wanna be petted? Hi, baby. Hello. Oh, it likes my ring. Oh my gosh. It pecked my ring. You like my ring? $15 from Amazon. Okay,